Good evening. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Mayor Williams?
Here.
Mayor Coach Smith?
Here.
Councilmember Davies?
Here.
Councilmember Rosenford?
Here.
Everyone is present. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to ask everyone to rise as we have the invocation delivered by Pastor Chris Frost from the Tehachapi Mountain Bible Church.
Let's pray. Dear Lord, we bow our heads before you tonight in reverence and recognize your authority over us. As our good shepherd, you lead us to places of rest and contentment. We confess to you that you are our creator. I pray that as your image bearers, that we would be like angled mirrors and reflect your good character to the world and to those around us. I pray that you would help us flee selfish desires and pursue righteousness, justice, peace, faith, endurance, and gentleness. I pray a special blessing on the council members and public servants here tonight. I thank you for their service. You have not given them a spirit of timidity, but of power, of courage, of love, of a sound mind. I pray that they would grow in their exercising of these gifts and exercise them well at the meeting tonight. We pray that we as a city of Tehachapi would reap the rewards of their labor. We welcome your presence with us tonight, and we pray that your will be done in Tehachapi, California, like it is in heaven. May your will be done here tonight. We ask this in your name, and all of God's people said,
Amen.
Amen.
And please remain standing for the flag salute.
Salute, pledge, I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Okay. Consent agenda. All items listed with an asterisk are considered to be routine and non-controversial by city staff. Consent items will be considered first and may be approved by one motion if no member of the council or audience wishes to comment or ask questions. Is there anyone in the audience who would like something removed from the consent agenda? Council?
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
I second.
It's moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Let the record show it was a 4-0 vote. Audience, oral and written communications. The City Council welcomes public comments on any items within the subject matter jurisdiction of the Council. We respectfully request that the public forum be utilized in a positive and constructive manner. Persons addressing the Council should first state their name and area of residence and the matter that they wish to have discussed and the organization if they're representing one. Questions on non-agenda items should be brought up at the time that agenda item comes up. Is there anyone in the audience who wants to talk about anything? All right. Moving along. Number 4, Finance Director Report.
No minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry, I always forget you.
Madam Mayor, I need to recuse myself because I'm an employee of RSI Petroleum.
Does anyone in the audience have any questions concerning this item? If not, I'll entertain a motion from the council.
I move that we authorize payments to RSI Petroleum.
A second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Let the record show it was a 3-0 vote.
Honorable Mayor and council members, Hannah Chong, Finance Director. The agenda before you is to introduce first reading of an ordinance amending section 13.04-.110 regarding delinquent water service payments. The reason for the amendment of the ordinance is because of new law, SB 998, known as Water Shutoff Protection Act. The legislature has declared water service to be a human right and is taking steps to limit the ability of water utilities to discontinue service, especially for low-income customers. The city wants to comply with SC 998 by having its discontinuation policy by April 1, and therefore city's staff is brought this item to you. SC 998 is only applicable when water service is discontinued for non-payment by residential customers. It does not apply to any other type of customers. It does not apply under other circumstances where water service is terminated, such as customers' use of an illegal connection. So that does not protect this law. The SB 998 requires all public water agencies to adopt a written policy for discontinuing residential service for non-payment. The city's policy must be made available in English, Spanish, Chinese, Tagalog, I believe, Vietnamese, and Korean. The policy must include the following provisions. Number 1, a plan for deferred or reduced payments. Number 2, alternative payment schedules. Number 3, a formal mechanism for customer to contest or appeal a bill, and a telephone number for a customer to contact to discuss options for averting service discontinuation. SC 998's most significant changes are to the waiting period and noticing requirements that city must undertake before water service may be discontinued. Importantly, water agencies must now wait 60 days after a customer bill is delinquent before it may discontinue water service. The low-income customers earning up to 200% of the federal poverty level, or who are receiving government financial assistance, or who can demonstrate a health risk if their service is discontinued, are afforded additional protections. In these cases, water service may not be discontinued if the customer is willing to enter into an amortization agreement, alternative payment schedules, or plan for deferred or reduced payments. The city is also prohibited from discontinuing residential water service during any pending appeal or during term of an alternative payment option provided to the customers. There are more limitations and provisions are listed in the attached SB 998 policy the city has put together, and they are also included in the draft policy discontinuation of residential water service policy. Also included is, with the packet, is a proposed draft delinquent utility bill collection policy, which will reflect the city's practice for billing and collection of bills for water, sewer, and refuse collection services, along with SB 998 compliance, which also includes penalties and fees for delinquent bills, and also reconnecting the water service, and along with changes to conform to the requirements of SB 998. And if there is any question, the staff is willing to answer.
Does anyone in the audience have any questions regarding this first reading of the ordinance? Council?
No.
So staff's recommendation is to approve the first reading of an ordinance amending section 13.04.110 regarding delinquent water service payments.
Thank you.
That's it.
That's it.
No, you want to vote to...
I'll make a motion to introduce.
Sorry, that's right.
Have a second?
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded as recommended by staff. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Let the record show it was a 4-0 vote. And this will come back to the city council
Next.
next meeting. Thank you. Okay. Assistant to the city manager report.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and council members. Each year, the city of Tehachapi prides itself on the community fireworks display on Independence Day. Following some technical issues with the fireworks display in 2019, city staff felt it was important to reopen the recruitment process and selecting a vendor for this important event in our community. We reached out to 4 vendors about their interest in providing a quote for the show. It's set to commence on July 4th, 2020 at 9 p.m. from the Tehachapi Municipal Airport. 3 of those vendors responded with proposals, which are attached. One felt they were too busy already to take on another show on July 4th. We have to do this very early every year to get everything scheduled with these providers. All 3 proposals were similar in price, meeting the budget line that was approved by council, with differences in technical details, including shell count, types of fireworks displayed, aerial effects, understanding of the Tehachapi launch area, because we have, not everybody is right around the launch area. People like to watch this from all over the community, the greater Tehachapi area, so we wanted to find a show that's going to really serve people watching from all over the area. So that was taken into consideration as well, our unique location and geography. So the budgeted cost of the fireworks display, as we mentioned, $30,000, a budget which was met by all 3 proposals. Some of the cost of the fireworks display in preceding festivals was offset by the local sponsors as well. Of the 3 proposals attached in the exhibits, as mentioned, there were similarities in terms of price, with the exception of Fireworks America. They were requiring that the city actually pay the permit fees in addition to the show costs. That's not been our practice in the past. City permit fees were included in proposal prices. After reviewing from each of the organizations and staff's opinion, the Zambelli Fireworks had provided the most customized show for the city of Tehachapi. Zambelli has an understanding of the area and launch site, has tailored their presentation to meet the viewing needs of Tehachapi as a local sales and distribution site in Shafter, here in Kern County, and they'll be utilizing state-of-the-art electronic timing and firing systems to provide what we feel will be the best show for our residents, given the budget assigned. So with that, staff recommends the city of Tehachapi enter an agreement with Zambelli Fireworks Manufacturing Company for the All-American 4th of July fireworks display for $30,000, and authorizing the city manager to spend up to 15% of the proposed budget in postponement fees should unforeseen circumstances, weather, disaster. There was an earthquake in Ridgecrest last July 4th. We haven't done this in years past, but the earthquake last year, or should fire conditions, if the wind is blowing too hard and the fire department decided that it's not safe, we want to be able to still have the show at a later date. So with postponement fees, we thought it was important to include that as well. So with that, I will answer any questions.
Are there any questions or comments from the audience concerning this? Council?
Do you have any estimate of our contributions from the private sector?
So in years past, we've had some, what we do is we lump it all into the 4th of July festivals and title sponsors. So we've had several thousand from companies like S-Power, Alta One Federal Credit Union have all come in. So I think last year there was probably a contribution of around 10,000 to 15,000 local sponsors, which went into both the fireworks show and then on top of that, the festival itself, which we kind of, that allows us to do more things, pay more entertainment and that kind of stuff. So we've been able to sort of balance that out. And we're pretty excited to be able to offer this. I mean, there's a lot of communities that no longer offer a fireworks show. They don't budget anymore. I know the Kern River Valley didn't have a show, and they were fundraising in Tehachapi the other day at West Lane Brewery for the show in the Kern River Valley because they wanted to get. So I think it's one of those deals where we're excited to offer it every year, and then we try to help out with as many, private donations and sponsorships as possible.
Thank you. I know people that come from cities around, Antelope Valley, Bakersfield, all over. And you do get that public that's coming, the tourists, dollars that come in that are soft dollars. You can't really put a number on it, but I think it does pay for itself. Yeah. And it's a very good, strong public and popular Independence Day image for our city. And I think we should all be proud that we're putting it on for everyone. Thank you.
I've been coming to Tehachapi fireworks since I was a little girl. I grew up in Mojave, and we didn't have anything in Mojave. And when it finally got to where we were at Capitol Hills to watch it, they got smart and they would come around with buckets, and we would always contribute because it was just such a cool thing. And we had it timed to where when the national anthem started on the radio, we threw everything in the truck, including children, and we were home in Mojave before a lot of you all were back at your houses.
We do hope to maybe, I know the syncing the music, which is part of this proposal as well. I know in years past it had been on local radio, and there were some ownership changes to radio stations and stuff. So we're hoping to maybe find somebody. Can't promise that yet, but that would be something we'd like to add back with the show for sure.
All right. Any other comments from the council? I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve number 8, approve the agreement between the city of Tehachapi and Zambelli Fireworks Manufacturing Company for the All-American 4th of July fireworks display for $30,000, and authorize the city manager to spend up to 15% in postponement fees.
Okay. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded based on recommendations by staff. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right. City managers report.
Nothing this evening, thank you.
Okay. Council member reports. Mr.
I have
Davis.
nothing on that there. Nothing.
I just have a few little things. There was a dig out on Curry to replace failed asphalt, and it was quite quickly done. I was surprised, because I go, uh-oh, here we go. Anyway, so that has been redone. Hopefully that will stay put for a while unless we have some inclement weather that messes up the asphalt. Also, the tree cleanup is continued again from our last snowstorm and probably from last night's windstorm. There's probably a mess from that as well. That's right. Because I have neighbors' trash in my yard, so anyway, yeah. That's about it.
I would like to congratulate the Chamber of Commerce who held their chamber installation gala on Saturday night and the installation of officers. We were at a different venue and we had a different caterer in Stallion Springs, and we loved it. So remember that for next year. And I also like to remind everyone that Senator Shannon Grove is going to sponsor a PSPS town hall meeting to talk about public safety power shutoff. That's what that stands for. Friday, February 7th at the Slice of Life, which I always say is the old roller rink, and then everybody goes, oh yeah, I know that, at 4:30. I think it's supposed to run from 4:30 to 6. And she really wants to give community input and hear from people. So I encourage all of you to come out. It's supposed to be done by 6. It won't be a long meeting, and it's a chance to have your voice be heard. So, with that in mind, we are going to adjourn to closed session. If there are any items voted on, the city attorney will come back in this room and announce those. Thank you.